What I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab.
And it's exciting. You know, Terrence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, closer range, outside, and he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you.
When it comes to dream matchups in boxing, few ignite debates quite like Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Terence "Bud" Crawford. These two aren't just champions, they're icons of their respective eras. Fans, experts, and former fighters have spent countless hours arguing over who would come out on top if these two ever faced off inside the ring. This isn't just a clash of skills, it's a battle of legacies. On one side, you have Mayweather's flawless precision and
definitely one of the greatest. He's done shit that Floyd Mayweather ain't done.
Like what?
Like what?
The audience that don't know.
He is
Two-time
a two-time undisputed champion. Floyd wasn't a one-time undisputed champion. So he has all the belts in one division and then moved up and got all the belts in another division. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of boxing.
Yes, and he beat the man.
And he beat the man. Let's give Terence Crawford his flowers because everything he said he was going to do,
He done it.
he did.
Floyd Mayweather closed out his career with a spotless 50-0 record, one of the cleanest resumes the sport has ever seen. Over the years, he conquered 5 different weight divisions, defeating a long list of world champions. What made Mayweather special was
Floyd Mayweather stopped Conor McGregor in the 10th round to improve to 50-0 in what he says will be his final fight. I actually believe him this time, Max. What's his legacy?
Well, he's one of the great pure boxers who ever lived. He is never cheated himself. He always was in condition. He had no off nights. That's why he won every fight. It's one of the reasons. Not because he's one of the best to ever do it, and because he was always prepared over a very long amateur and pro career. Amazing. Another reason is he carefully selected opponents, knew when and where and when and who to fight, and basically changed the paradigm in boxing. I'll translate. He flipped the script. I mean, really, boxing is basically, and this is just the way it is, and I'm a huge boxing fan, and I make no apologies about it, but it is fans and networks essentially exploiting fighters. That's how it works. We demand a level of dedication and risk-taking with your health that's insane, right? Like, someone's getting their head beaten every which way, and if you quit, you don't have heart. You can't be a great fighter, which is true, by the way. It's a blood sport. And usually fighters wind up broke and punch drunk. And Floyd Mayweather flipped the script. He said, no, I'm not going to let the game play me. I'm going to play the game.
Meanwhile, Terence Crawford has quietly built one of the strongest legacies of the modern era. He's become the undisputed champion in multiple weight classes, proving that he can adapt to absolutely anyone's style. His switch-hitting ability, sudden bursts of power, and high-level ring IQ have made him a nightmare to prepare for. At welterweight, his dominance has been so complete that many rank him pound for pound right behind, or even alongside, Mayweather's legacy.
Everything is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game, and if he can be the man to defeat him, because remember, if Saul beats him, Terence Crawford was the first man to get all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. Yes, I beat that champion. Yes, I beat the multiple division champion, and he had the
Oscar De La Hoya, who faced Mayweather himself, made it clear where he stands. He believes Floyd remains the superior fighter, pointing to his spotless record and technical brilliance. De La Hoya's view represents the respect many from the older generation still have for Mayweather, a man who consistently beat the best at the highest level. But not everyone agrees. Canelo Alvarez, who shared the ring with Mayweather in 2013 and has also fought Crawford recently, stirred the pot when he said Crawford is way better than Floyd. He praised Bud's intelligence, versatility, and the quality of his recent victories. And because Canelo has faced both men in different eras, his opinion carries real weight in this debate.
I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
You faced Mayweather, you were 23 years old, I believe?
23.
And
Just
again,
turned 23.
Yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people will say, oh, he had a lot of fights. Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro, right?
Yeah.
So you gave up the weight concession. You gave up the rehydration clause. And I always thought if you would have faced him, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
He deserved the position in that moment because, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved the position in that moment. I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment. But for some reason, doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto first and all these kind of fights and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way. But we never gonna know. And I learned from that fight, and like I say, things happen for a reason.
Another respected voice is Shane Mosley, who went the full 12 rounds against Mayweather. Mosley leans toward Crawford in a hypothetical fight, arguing that Bud's overall skill set and offensive arsenal make him more dangerous and complete. For fighters who've experienced Mayweather's style firsthand, Mosley's opinion matters.
Around those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Still, Mosley is no Floyd critic. He's repeatedly said that Mayweather's defensive genius and unmatched discipline make him one of boxing's toughest puzzles. Beating him wasn't just about physical skill. It was about outthinking a man who almost never made mistakes.
Surprised about his power. When you attack Floyd, he has a way of making you run into it and you feel the power, like a collision. But when you kind of box away from him, yes, he has power, but not like he does when you're trying to attack him. He's not weak, he's strong. Like I say, he trains hard and he does all the things you're supposed to do as a fighter or as a champion to be the best.
Mosley's own fight with Floyd back in 2010 proved that point. In the second round, he landed a huge right hand that rocked Mayweather badly, one of the few moments Floyd ever looked vulnerable. But immediately afterward, Mayweather adjusted, locked Mosley down, and never let him land anything clean again for the rest of the fight. That experience shaped Mosley's perspective. He respects Crawford's size, switch hitting, and offensive creativity.
Everybody talk about Shane Cardi, but what was the issue? Shane started hesitating. Why did Shane hesitate? Because he took the best shot and he stood there, held on tight, and on top of that, made Shane feel his strength, and came back out like nothing happened the previous round.
Right.
But still stone cold.
Right.
And then Shane ends up being the one hesitating, waiting, and the fight get away from him.
I'm saying Shane hit me with a hell of a shot. Okay. Actually, 2 shots. Okay. But even in that particular round, what I said to Shane was this: I was like,
You said something to him when you grabbed him.
I said, you gotta kill me.
Oh, shit. I wasn't ready, bro.
I said, that was a good one. I said, that was a good one, but you gotta kill me. Wow. I said, you gotta kill me. And did I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I meant it.
Crawford's close friend and former champion Andre Ward has been one of his strongest defenders. Ward pushes back against claims that Bud's accomplishments don't measure up to Floyd's. He highlights Crawford's versatility, intelligence, and ability to dismantle elite opponents as proof that he absolutely deserves to be in the...
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots.
My favorite.
It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud. Because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing. About basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So, skillful, yes. But this and this,
no.
It's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. There's a lot of guys that talk it. But until you get in that real fire, I'm not saying a guy, you fighting a guy you should beat. I'm saying a guy that it's a 50-50 matchup. We don't really know what you have. You don't even really know what you have.
Ward has even gone so far as to call Crawford the GOAT, greatest of all time, of this generation. His loyalty isn't just personal, it's based on what he's seen in Crawford's career. After Crawford's dominant destruction of Errol Spence Jr., Ward stated flat out that Bud had earned the right to be considered the greatest fighter of this era. In his eyes, Crawford's dominance and adaptability make him...
Andre, we just seen Terence Crawford create greatness and beat Canelo Alvarez tonight. What was your thoughts on that performance from Terence?
Terence Crawford is great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turki Al-Sheikh for putting it together. Just a great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there. How special?
You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background, and people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still being successful, not having to do that. His condition seemed impeccable, and his strength was there, the power was there enough to get respect from Canelo. So what more can I say?
What would you like to see him do next? Do you think there's another fight after this?
I'd like to see him be done. What are we boxing for at this point? What else is there to do? There's always going to be a YouTuber or a reporter or somebody conjuring up another challenge. We box to get ourselves in a better financial position, to build a name and a legacy. Those boxes are checked. What else are we doing? Why are we still in the game?
Yeah, I get it. Andre, always good to talk to you. Appreciate it.
For his part, Mayweather has spoken about Crawford with a mix of pride and subtle reminders of his own greatness. He's praised Crawford for his major victories, especially the emphatic win over Errol Spence Jr. But he also frequently reminds fans of his own historic resume and what he achieved over decades at the top. Floyd sees himself as the gold standard, the fighter every new star must be measured against. This blend of respect and legacy protection keeps the debate alive. Mayweather has always valued his status as the best of his time, and the idea of someone like Crawford challenging that position naturally draws his attention.
I didn't want them to fight. I really like both of those guys. A lot. Like, I had a chance to hang around Earl. Had a chance to hang around Terence. And both guys, class act. It would look like I'm leaning towards one guy because I boxed one guy before.
It was beautiful to watch, but also tough to watch to see what happened to Errol. Obviously, we don't wish that on,
Nobody.
Nobody.
The best man won. If I was training him or I was in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
That's just my honest opinion.
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. has also added his voice to the discussion, placing Crawford at or near the top of today's pound-for-pound list. He's praised Crawford's long stretch of dominance and even called him the current king of P4P, with only fighters like Naoya Inoue close behind. Roy has also critiqued Mayweather's legacy to some degree, saying that while Floyd was great, certain fighters in their primes might have given him more trouble than people realize. Regarding Crawford versus Canelo, Roy described Crawford as a smaller man capable of beating top, bigger fighters, implying he sees Crawford as someone who could handle challenges similar to what Mayweather faced.
I'd rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get, and that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for pound for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donell. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud, no.
Tim Bradley hasn't minced words either. He believes Crawford would defeat a prime Mayweather. In Bradley's view, Bud's versatility, timing, power, strength, and ability to adjust give him the tactical edge. Still, Bradley holds Floyd in high regard, calling him one of his all-time favorite fighters and praising his defensive skills, footwork, and speed. Before the Crawford versus Canelo fight, Bradley warned that if Canelo were to lose, it would be a significant blow to his legacy, more damaging than losing to someone like David Benavidez. He noted that Crawford was moving up 2 weight classes and was older than many of his opponents. If Canelo lost to someone overcoming those obstacles, critics wouldn't just focus on that single defeat. It would spark larger conversations about whether Canelo had passed his peak or avoided bigger challenges.
Terence Crawford would beat a prime Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he would beat him. Yes, it would be a competitive fight, but Crawford, master thinker just like Floyd. The advantage that Floyd has is that he has great defense. The advantage that Crawford has is that he not only can fight orthodox, he's versatile. He can switch to the southpaw stance. And we all know that Floyd don't like to fight southpaws. We know that. What happens when you have a guy just as smart as you are and able to make adjustments like Crawford? What happens when you have a guy that can hurt you with either hand? A guy that's powerful and strong like Crawford. A guy that's quick as Crawford. A guy that can fight you in the pocket. A guy that knows how to execute that Philly shell. He knows how to bust through that. He'll have enough to beat Floyd, and he'll not have enough to gain respect and hurt Floyd too. I don't think he knocks him out, but I think he'll win in close decisions. Hey, I want to know what everybody else thinks.
After his fight with Canelo Alvarez, Crawford didn't hold back during the post-fight press conference. He reminded everyone how critics had said he couldn't beat someone like Canelo, calling this victory a signature moment in his career. Defeating a man who had never been beaten at super middleweight spoke volumes. Crawford also pointed out that the crowd and media atmosphere clearly favored Canelo, but he didn't let that affect his performance. If anything, the doubt and noise pushed him to prove everyone wrong.
What was his power like? Have you been hit by anybody that strong before?
I've been hit harder.
No, in a real fight, not a sparring.
In a real fight. Not Avanesian, but Mean Machine hit harder than Canelo, to me. To be honest.
Terence. Congratulations.
In a recent interview, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Surprised fans by hinting that a comeback to professional boxing might actually be possible. With his exhibition fight against Mike Tyson scheduled for spring 2026, Floyd told TMZ that while nothing is confirmed, conversations have happened. He explained that he feels great, stays in shape, and wants to give fans something special. Whether he risks that perfect 50-0 record is unclear, but for the first time in years, he's publicly left the door slightly open.
this was your life for so long with Floyd fighting this guy, fighting Manny, fighting Conor, and all those, you were just at the center of all these talks for so many years. It's exciting to be back there again. Any chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's possible.
So who truly takes the crown? Floyd's genius or